Hello, I'm the 10-minute English teacher. Let's get you exam ready. Today, we're going to be writing complex sentences, and this lesson comes with a free worksheet. All you need to do is click the link in the description at the end in order to get your hands on that. Before we get going, don't forget to like and subscribe. There are plenty of things on the channel to help you improve your writing and your grammar. Okay, let's get going and think about complex sentences. We're going to start today by thinking about what a simple sentence is. So what is a simple sentence? A simple sentence has one main clause. Here's an example of one. Leanne made a sandwich, and for good measure, there is the sandwich that she made. Now it's time for us to think about how we can take this simple sentence and make it a complex one. So a complex sentence has a main clause, Leanne made a sandwich, but it also has at least one dependent clause. So Leanne made a sandwich and looked out of the window. So on its own, looked out of the window does not make sense. It's dependent on the other clause in order to make sense. So together we've got Leanne made a sandwich and looked out of the window. Now that is an example of a complex sentence. Now we can take it further. We can add more than one dependent clause if we like to. So now we've got Leanne feeling happy, made a sandwich and looked out the window. This sentence now has two dependent clauses. We can take it even further if we fancy. And here is another dependent clause added to that. And we've got, as the sun shone, Leanne, feeling happy, made a sandwich and looked out of the window. This is a sentence that has got three dependent clauses in it. It's much more complex, of course, than a simple sentence. So let's think about another example here. So we've got Sarah hadn't had her breakfast. On its own, it's a simple sentence. We can add a dependent clause to this sentence in order to make it complex. So we've got, because she was late, Sarah hadn't had her breakfast. What we've actually done here is we've got a fronted adverbial that's beginning with a subordinating conjunctive. Now, what they are words like because. Example of some others: because, if, although, before, when, how, while, as, since, or until. They're all subordinating conjunctives. If we start a sentence with one of those, the likelihood is we're going to be writing a complex sentence. Another example of a complex sentence would be using a relative clause. We've got Sarah hadn't had her breakfast, but we can add a relative clause. Sarah, who was in a rush, hadn't had her breakfast. What we've got there is a relative clause that's been embedded in the sentence with commas. We've got a relative pronoun there, who, and other examples of that would be which or that. So if we're using any of those pronouns in the middle to cut in with our commas, we'll be using an embedded clause, and it will be a relative clause. So if you want to take it further, I've got a practice task for you. All you need to do is click the link in the description and you'll be able to access this worksheet that guides you through a number of small activities to help you practice writing some of your own. Okay, check out the other videos on my channel. I'll continue to add content. Feel free to ask something you'd like to see me cover in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and keep revising.